Alternative, I'm William, and if you know me, you know that I have a bit of an obsession with alternative music, and I can't help myself but try to share my thoughts on every album that I can. It drives me crazy. You might be thinking, William, we haven't seen any album reviews from you on YouTube forever. And you're right, I don't put any album reviews on here. I've been sharing short mini reviews on TikTok. But I want to keep this channel alive. I'm not doing reaction videos as much anymore, though they're gonna keep coming here and there. And I'm thinking maybe a monthly album roundup type of video. We'll see. If you have any input for me, feel free to give me some suggestions. And if you want to see me talking about all the albums I'm listening to, come over to TikTok. Any links you need for my socials, as always, they are in the description below. For this video, I wanted to go over some 2022 leftovers, albums I've been sitting on for some time here that I haven't shared any thoughts on. I'm pretty sure October and November came through with the most albums of any months this year. I could not keep up. And now 2022 is over and I'm still sitting on these albums. So it's time for me to give them some recognition. Some very half-assed recognition though. I ain't got no notes typed out. I'm not gonna stress myself out trying to describe this music all that much to you, but I want to show you these albums. I want to maybe play little clips of songs here and there, give you the briefest of thoughts so I can put these albums to bed and move on with my life. Thank you as always for stopping by. This video is for someone like yourself who's actually kind of interested in the music I'm listening to. I'm not too used to that. I'm not too used to that, believe it or not. I get most of my views through reaction videos, so when I put out a video like this, every little view means something to me, so thank you. So let's jump into her, eh? Yeah, we've got over 30 albums here I want to mention. Kicks off with Daisy the Great, All You Need Is Time. Daisy the Great, female duo, great harmonies. They got a lot of attention last year after teaming up with AJR on Record Player. That was made in 2014. Great song. You'll only find that song on the deluxe edition though. Their songs are not nearly as poppy as that, but a little taste of one of my favorites off of this album. I made my face with glitter in the morning light. Yeah, they come through with some real nice melodies, great harmonies. Some of the songs are a bit of a bore, but lots of sentiment to that music. Dan Mangan being somewhere, he's a Canadian artist. You should definitely give Dan Mangan some attention. The guy's been working hard at it for years and staying afloat in the Canadian scene, the Canadian indie scene. So props to Dan Mangan. This album's an interesting one. It's a bit of a slow one for sure. The production to it all really interests me. All Roads here was on my top 100. This song is brilliant. I adore the soft thudding of the percussion, the drums, or whatever he's doing. I'm not in love with it all, but a song like All Roads really makes this album worth giving some time. Driveways into the Past, they've been releasing albums near Halloween for at least a few years here. I've just caught on to them a few years ago. I'd say this is my least favorite project from them yet. I don't find these songs really jump off the page. Still, their sound, and I feel like the production level just continues to improve. There's maybe even some more maturity to it, but it's not quite working for me. Lights on Long Island, you start this one off and it immediately holds the most infectious pull to it for me. Listen to this. Like, this song hits, man. And this album, it sounds good, but these songs aren't really pulling me back. 408 out of it. This band is kind of like a TikTok band, I guess you could say. They're a little shallow. But the song Mark Hoppus, yeah, they take a lot of Blink-182 influence. Mark Hoppus absolutely kicks ass, was my number 50 song of the year. Switching up on me, that's... Oh! That's the best it gets, but you know, there's some fun to be had with these songs. Looking forward to seeing what else they got coming in the future, but yeah, I think I want a bit more substance from them. PALAYE ROYALE, my first album with them, Fever Dream. I was not going into it with high hopes because I've never just at all been interested in this band. I guess they gave me a Black Veil Brides kind of energy just based off of their look, and I'm not into Black Veil Brides, but this album actually impressed me. These songs are good. They do a good job. And I look at Line It Up here with LP. This is a standout. Ooh. Yeah, man, this comes in with that emotional lift, man, and it really hits, really hits. We've got a couple heavy albums here. Fit for a King, The Hell We Create. This is just a gym album from start to finish. I don't think there's a slow song on here. And they're really accessible too. I feel like I've been keeping an eye on them for a few years, and I'd say this is their most accessible stuff yet. Just listen to Falling Through the Sky here. This was a single, I believe. Oh! The clean vocals are wonderful. This is polished hard rock music, and I'm really happy with it. Yeah, another heavier band with Fire from the Gods, Soul Revolution. I don't know, reggae meets hard rock. Their lead singer is quite the front man. Tons of passion to his performance. They like to make some statements within their music. And while I don't find a lot of this is all that remarkable, they still pull through some big hits. Just listen to the hit here. Yeah, there's some fun to be had. I don't know if you've heard of Hardcastle, 100 Million Seconds, this 5-song EP. He's alternative pop music. Yeah, man, really juicy stuff. Just a good time. Caught on to Dwayne this year, my favorite Blue Jeans. I was not that stoked on this album. Dwayne's an interesting artist on the rise in the alternative scene, and I'm definitely impressed with his performance more so than the actual song structure throughout this album. I find he's got quite the charisma, but yeah, these songs aren't that great. I would say the song with Grandson on it, Good Mood, that's the best. It's like the one chorus of this album that really gets me excited. You're lucky I was in a good mood today. For the indie rock fans, Tiger's Jaw, Old Clothes, their 4-song EP this year, didn't leave too much of a mark on me. But this is a band that, while a lot of their stuff can kind of go right over my head, they're always worth checking out because they can come through with some absolute brilliance when they really hit it for me. Yeah, this song Hesitation from their 2021 album, one of my favorite songs from last year. So they can do good when they do good, but this EP, not all that notable. They do a good job here with the single Old Clothes though, the title track. Listen to this. Yeah, they got some grit to them, man, and that's what I want. That's what I want. On the not so gritty side of things, Milk and Bone, Chrysalism. Pretty new to this duo. They're Canadian, which I love to see, and this is a very pleasant group of songs. One of my favorites, I do believe, Movies. You know, if you're a fan of Churches, I can see you liking this stuff. I definitely get some Churches energy. I mean, it's undeniable. Listen to this. Woo, really sweet stuff. Okay, to the emo rock. Thank you to whoever it was that recommended Arm's Length to me. Never before seen, never again found. I've not heard of this group until just recently. Now, emo rock, while I very much appreciate the sentiment of it all, some of it does kind of go right through me without really landing that sharpness and cutting melodic power that I'm looking for, I guess. But this album is undeniably a very strong showing of emo rock, and there is one song that really knocks me off my feet. Formative Age. I gotta show you the drop into the chorus here. Here we go. That absolutely just one of the greatest drops of the year. Now, this band surprised me. Vanish, Act 4 Savior. Don't know why it's called Act 4. I looked at their past releases and I didn't see any Act 1, 2, or 3. But this 7-song mini album, EP, whatever you want to call it, I'd call it an EP, is actually really good. Their vocalist is that type of vocalist that I feel like a lot of people aren't too into this sound. And I guess I had low expectations because this band has been absolutely off the radar. They don't have much of a following. I did catch them with an album a ways back, that Familiar Faces from 2019, that I didn't really care all that much for, but enough to keep them on my radar. And yeah, I think they really came through with some great material here. Lost, I squeezed this one onto my top 100 because it just rips. See, there's those vocals that, yeah, it might have you rolling your eyes, but I'm all for it if you can come through with the hooks, man. This is a 2-part chorus here. It feels like no one's listening. So we're on part 1, and part 2 is where it all comes through, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. That's all, we know where to go. Yeah, not much made me feel the way that song does this year, and it's why I've just had to put it onto my top 100. Next up, we have Magnolia Park, Baku's Revenge. This is another one of those TikTok bands. I guess they even make a reference to it on the album in the intro here, saying, oh, we're not just a TikTok band or whatever. And that's great, fine, you're not just a TikTok band, but this stuff is, just like I mentioned with 408, it's pretty shallow. Short songs that just don't hold a lot of substance. Though, Feel Something with Derek Sanders from Mayday Parade is an absolute hit. That's another one that was on my top 100 of the year. So it is good to see that these bands that, yeah, while they supply a lot of the hooks but little of the substance, they are still worth keeping an eye on because, yeah, they can come through with some massive reward. I mean, if you haven't heard this one this year, get on board, man, because it is just such a fun ride. Derek's verse is also one of my favorite verses of the year. I'll take the blame. Forgot my name. 2 months overdue. Gas or food. Oh, it's just so good. So good. He nailed it. But yeah, most of this album I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to. Removing ourselves from the pop rock, pop punk realm, we're looking at First Aid Kit, Palomino. They are a folksy, poppy duo. Amazing vocals. These two harmonize like no one else. This album, though, it turns into a bit of a bore. They came through with the best on the singles. Out of My Head was a top 10 of the month when it came out. Listen to that voice. Stuck inside my dreaming, falling behind, running on low, doesn't matter now. Let me out of my mind. Oh. Yeah, I find they're at their best when they bring in some more of that dark power, that energy, and really drive at us with a great chorus like that. Anna of the North, Crazy Life. Anna of the North from, I believe, Norway. She is an absolute delight. I actually mentioned this album on my honorable mentions of favorite albums of the year because it is such a solid showing from Anna. Living Life Right, another song from a late year album that I just had to slide onto my top 100 because, again, nothing really creates this mood. Nothing quite like this song. This is an absolute tearjerker. It's just that mood, man, that I can sink into, and I am in love with this song. And it speaks to me so hard. One, two, three, four. Sometimes I close my eyes, laying wide awake at night. I'm fine, but at the same time, it feels like I'm not living life right. Woo! Oh! Trying to fix what is broken, leaving me without hope. Maybe I'm not living life right. Yeah, love you, Anna, and I really recommend that album if you thought that song was up your alley. Back to the rock side of things, CHERIE, AMOUR, Spiritual Ascension. This band has some growing to do. I was not too impressed with this album. They really hit me with their 2021 EP last year. Orlando was on my top 100. This whole EP I thought was a really solid showing. And this album, to follow it, just let me down. There's not too much exciting on this, but Love's Not Your Thing. This was a single, and this song slaps. I have this really distinct memory of after this album came out, listening to this song, and I was walking with the headphones on, walking right through a busy mall back to my place, and I just was so, I feel like not many songs do this to me where I could hardly contain myself from reacting to the song and just like moving to it. I'm like, William, you're in public, chill it out. It was quite the I don't know, quite the situation there. So I have a lot of respect for this song being able to do that for me. And it's all because of this hit, man. It really lights the fire under me. You know, in the end, it's nothing too special, but fun song, and you might dig this band. They're worth checking out. Phoenix, Alpha Zulu, one of those bands you'll see Pitchfork talking about, but I like Phoenix. Their song Lasso from like over 10 years ago, maybe about 10 years ago, is absolutely incredible. And this album is a great listen. Really nice synths and vocals. Easy listening, nothing too wild, but I was actually really impressed with what they came through with here. Like this opener is so cool. So cool. I mean, woo! Ooh, ha, sing hallelujah. I mean, quirky, bouncy, just a jam, man. Not too many songs I know that I find as cool as that one. That's the song. Put it on the Hangout playlist, and most of the music I listen to, you know, I'm not putting it on a playlist to play in a, you know, a chill Hangout environment. Not the kind of stuff I listen to, but a song like that I find fits perfectly in a chill hangout type of setting. Now this band, not so much, not so chill. Avoid Cult Mentality, another band that was recently recommended to me. These guys go hard, lots of wild energy to them, heavy, but some, you know, pop rock leaning hooks. They do aim for some big, catchy stuff. Ultimately, though, it is a little too abrasive for me, I guess. I haven't pulled away any massive standouts, but I do admire their creativity. They bring in this Red Hot Chili Peppers riff in one song that it just kind of jumps in there, and it just fits perfectly. And they also include, I think it might be on the last song. No, on their second last song. Listen to this. And I've been doing just... Okay, so something like that right there. Wow. That just makes me want to spend a little more time with them. This band is definitely a band to have on your radar. So I think something like that is just so creative, and it's kind of like a little Easter egg that you might not pick up on your first listen. But I really admire them for doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, I came across this band, Born Without Bones, Dancer. They are on Hopeless, or Pure Noise Records, that is. So I was like, oh, gotta check them out. They're on Pure Noise. But I found this album to be a little plain. It's easy listening, but and while these songs really aren't bad, it's just a little soft. Not much punch. The first one here I think might be their best. You hear this? Yeah, it's just kind of breezy, easy listening alt rock. But this is catchy. I guess this is... So yeah, if you vibe with that, I would recommend getting this band on your radar. Quick mention of this EP from CLEARFIGHT, Don't Look at Me, another artist I just came across. I like the singer's pizzazz. There's a lot of potential here. He's got a great throaty yell. This is a good catch, man. So yeah, excited to stumble onto that band, and hopefully they'll come out with some better stuff in the future, even though that stuff, it's a good showing. Now we have the band Young Culture, You Had to Be There. This is some polished, bright, youthful pop rock, and you definitely got to check this album out. Kinda Over It was a top 10 of the month when it came out. One night stand, whole thing's over and backup plan. But I'd say Tattoo is the best showing on this album. Listen to this. This little break in the chorus here. Scar me like a tattoo. And yeah, there's more good to be found on that album. Definitely just, like I said, polished pop rock music. Get on board with this band. LS Dunes, Past Lives. Yeah, I believe, you know, a lot of people within the alternative scene were catching ear of this album. It's the supergroup led by Anthony Green. It has Frankie Arrow from My Chemical Romance playing guitar. You got 2 members from Thursday in it. One of them on drums, I believe the other one doing guitar, and then you have a Coheed and Cambria member in the band as well. I believe I got all the bands there. All 4 bands, Coheed, Thursday, My Chemical Romance, Circa Survive, they've all done something for me. But Anthony Green, I have trouble with this guy. And that continues to be the case with this album. I do struggle with most of these songs. Good energy. I saw a lot of people saying on one post from Rock Sound or whatever, like, oh, this is the #1 album of the year. No, not in my opinion, but it's really cool to see these bands team up. And they do come through with one song on here that I really do enjoy, Gray Veins. This is where a guy like me can get on board. Guess why? Because it has a very accessible chorus. Mend yourself. Good song, but even hearing it now, it doesn't do all that much for me. But yeah, man, it's definitely an album this year that you should listen to. It's a big deal. And I think a lot of more people will think it's better than I do. Action, Adventure, Imposter Syndrome. I'd heard of this band, but I hadn't really jumped on board with them until someone told me, hey, check out the new album. When I listen to this, I think of Belmont at certain parts more than others. And I think of the band Wilmette. Weird name. It's a band that is not very well known. They've only got 24,000 monthly listeners, but they did an EP in 2020, and there's songs on this that I think of when I hear the Action Adventure album. And I think the songs from Wilmette are much better than what I'm hearing on this. I can hardly pick one song off this track list that stands out to me as a favorite. This is the most streamed on the album. That chorus ain't doing it for me, man. But they got that sound, that easy core, heavy pop punk sound. I love that sound, and I'm interested in this band. They're gonna have to do more than that, though, to keep me listening. Bimbo Core Volume 2 from Scene Queen. I caught onto her because of her Barbie and Ken song with Cody from Set It Off. Fun stuff, Bimbo Core. That's a great way of describing this music. It's kind of dumb. I don't know if you heard Barbie and Ken. A lot of heavy guitar throughout this group of songs. Fun lyrics. Maybe kind of cringy, I guess. The hooks aren't much to be desired. You cut me. We live in perfect harmony. But I had some fun with this stuff, and I think I'm excited by what she's doing. and we'll have to keep an eye on her. Emo rap fans, you've probably heard of WICCA, Phase, Springs Eternal, Full Moon, Mystery Garden. I believe a lot of these songs were released as singles, but we've got a whole bunch here, about 20 put together on this album. It's a vibe. It's an all-around vibe. Just moody stuff. Nothing that gets me all that worked up, but I do like this mood. Bassy, somber vocals, little hooks, but like I said, yeah, nothing really ripping me off my feet. You just gotta enjoy that mood, and if you don't enjoy that mood, you're not gonna enjoy this stuff at all. He has really impressed me in the past, though. Suffer On from 2019 has the song. No, it wasn't even that album. Obsessed on This Moment I Miss, the EP from 2020. Oh, this is where I find WICCA at his best. What a song. What a song. Saint ASONIA, Extrovert, their latest EP. It's the Adam Gontier fronted project, the former lead singer of 3 Days Grace. They meant a lot to me back in the day. This new stuff, I don't know if this is what 3 Days Grace was going to sound like. Well, is this better than what 3 Days Grace is sounding like in 2022? Because they released an album also this year with their lead singer. It had some okay stuff on it, in my opinion. But I find, yeah, this Saint ASONIA stuff, maybe not even as good as what 3 Days Grace is doing now. I don't like any of these that much. It's just rock, man. It's this radio rock kind of sound, and it's not leaving much of a mark. Speaking of radio rock music, Nickelback, Get Rollin'. I decided to give this one a listen. With Nickelback, I've always enjoyed their more emotional songs, you know? They've got some really great, powerful, emotional songs. You know what I'm talking about. And they've got a couple on here that definitely land a mark on me. Yeah, Does Heaven Even Know You're Missing definitely hits a spot for me. Oh, this is the best one here. This song really hits. Not quite the emotional ballad or whatever, but it's got more energy to it and still holds a lot of that feeling I'm looking for in its chorus. Standing in the dark. That's like one song on this album, even more than Does Heaven Even Know, that it's like, I could go back and listen to that one a few times. So yeah, that's Nickelback. They're back in our lives. Had to give it a try. ALISA, XAYALITH, Superpowers. ALISA is the lead singer from the band The Naked and Famous. If you're not familiar with The Naked and Famous, or maybe they ring a bell and you're like, what song do they do? Yeah, this is the song. Oh, this song takes my breath away every time I hear these opening notes. Boom, ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, boom. Yeah, this song is an absolute classic. And will forever be one of the most special songs of my life. So I love The Naked and Famous. They've got a lot more good where that came from. And now ALISA with her first solo EP. And it's very lovely. My favorite song off of it, Devil I Know. Easy beat. Great little sing-along hook. Yeah, that's ALISA XAYALITH. She's great. The Wombats, Is This What It Feels Like to Feel Like This? They put out this 6-song EP, and I'm not that wild about it. The Wombats, I love this band. They put out the album early in the year, Fix Yourself, Not the World, which had the 2021 single, If You Ever Leave, I'm Coming With You. One of my favorite songs from last year. Phenomenal. This EP, though, I don't know if these were B-sides or whatever. These songs are just not at all the highest standard of their music. You know, I think the closer, Good Idea at the Time, might be my favorite. This definitely holds a little bit more of that oomph to it. It's the one song here that actually kind of gets my gut feeling something like, oh. So this band, I can't recommend them enough, man. And even this EP, you know, while it's definitely not any of their best, I still always enjoy listening to them. VAULTBOY, new discovery for me. This is what I get. 5-song EP here. I Can't Do Anything Right was top 10 of the month for me when it came out. So catchy. Just this kind of auto-tuned pop sound, and yeah, I'm a sucker for it. They teamed up with Nightly. That's how I got onto them, or onto him. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Just a couple more here for ya. We've got CAROBAE, Scared to Go to Sleep. She's a new discovery for me, and I'm really interested in her sound. Stab My Back would be my pick. She's moody, bit spunky. Yeah, definitely a rising alternative artist to get on board with. And a band that's been around for quite some time, but we haven't heard of for quite some time, Vinyl Theater. They put out this 8-song collection, Time Capsule. These are songs from the vault for the band that have yet to be released. I would love Vinyl Theater to release a new album, but we'll take what we can get for now. And from what I'm hearing of these songs, they're just some real nice stuff. I still need to spend more time with them, but from the brief listenings I've had with it, I already know this is just all enjoyable. Yeah, I really liked the mood of this song, notably. Slow build. The drum work is great. And it really rips open here. Oh, but then dies back down and then... Yeah, great to hear some hidden gems from Vinyl Theater. And that's gonna wrap it up. That is putting a stamp on 2022. This should be the last video from me talking at all about 2022. Go find me on TikTok. It's linked in the description. I'm sharing more content on there these days than I am on YouTube. Thanks again for checking this out. I'll see you next time.